good fans? Welcome to this Friday edition of Tag Team. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio, alongside the Invisible E. Vincent. TNA iMPACT Wrestling Review this week, along with the Three the Hard Way by Invisible E. Vincent. Let's get started here from the top. New champion rolls out on this edition of iMPACT. First thing, Mr. Anderson. Beautiful, beautiful. He comes out to celebrate, and Gunner comes out and spoils the party, saying he owes him. Well, he kind of does. Kind of does. But the guy he owes the most is Eric Bischoff. That wasn't talked about at all. Okay, so again, kind of disappointing there, but whatever. Gunner ends up putting him through the picnic table with all those chicken wings. Samoa Joe is devastated.
No,
food,
not the chicken wings.
Wasted. Anyway, moving forward here in the show, Mexican America is back, along with the human motorcycle, Anarquia, the Super Mex, Hernandez, Devon, and the Pope. Now, Devon's kids, of course, were ringside. But was that his wife? Damn! Devon! Nice!
Very nicely done.
Well done. Well done. Yes, well done. Anyway, after 8 months, Jeff Jarrett finally is out of the hair, bald head, of Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt Angle stating that he's not going to move on to being number one contender. He's going to participate in the 2012 tryouts for the wrestling team, United States. And Jeff Jarrett comes out saying he wants one more match. Get out of town or I get out of town. Going to Mexico. The match is set only if it's in a contract. They get a contract made. Later that night is that main event. Moving down the line, Bound for Glory X Division competition is started also on this edition of iMPACT. Jimmy Rave, Kid Cash, and Austin Aries participate. Austin Aries is the winner. I know he wants to go over that here a little bit later. Moving forward, Knockout Championship Tag Team. Going over Rosita and Sarita versus the new beautiful people, Velvet Sky and Miss Chessmacher. Chessmacher, but we call her Chessmacher for obvious reasons. Alright, anyway, this goes on. Velvet Sky gets distracted when ODB is in the crowd. Miss Chessmacher gets pinned, and that's a wrap. So, ODB comes out.
Take your eye off the ball.
ODB comes down. As she's looking at ODB, who comes back? Who?
Jackie.
Jackie comes back out of God knows how long hiatus. She's back, and she's with ODB. Is she with ODB? I don't know. We're not talking about that. But they are together right now, and that's a force to be reckoned with. These two ladies can beat up at least 3 guys that I know. So, the fact that they're roaming around, picking on Velvet Sky. Well, Velvet Sky instigated the whole thing by trying to jump ODB.
Yeah, she came back up after the match was over, and they were walking away, and Velvet Sky ran up on them again. It's like, you really want to get some backup before you do that.
It's a good thing you're hot, because you're not too bright. Get a friend.
Come on, Velvet.
Jeez, get a truck. Run somebody over, like Del Rio does.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, moving forward here. Later on in the show, we had Gunner versus Mr. Anderson. Gunner wins.
Gunner wins.
Unassisted.
Yeah. He beat the previous champ, pinned the previous champ last week.
Sting.
This week, he pinned the current champ.
This guy's just a champion beater.
It's legitimate.
See when he gets his title shot. Possibly here, if he keeps going the way he's going.
Be sooner than later.
Getting these wins here in Bound for Glory. The main event happened. Jeff Jarrett versus Kurt Angle in the street with the entire TNA wrestling staff watching.
Standing around and instigating.
Oh, it was nice. It was nice to watch. I mean, everybody. Even EY, Eric Young with his 2 belts. The Pope. Devon was back there. Everybody. So anyway, this match happens. He gets Jeff Jarrett to say adios. Say adios. Say adios. Adios. That's it.
That was awesome.
He's going. Kumite style. He's gone. So everybody knew he was going to Triple Mania 19 anyway. But now they have a storyline to back that up. Good to see. Is Kurt Angle now going to have some time to himself? Because he's already the number 1 contender, and he's advised that he wants to wrestle in the 2012 Olympics. We'll see what they do with that character. Now that it doesn't seem like he has any competition or any beef or rivalry at this point. But again, we'll keep you posted on that. Now, the matches that were for Bound for Glory, this tournament that they're having here on TNA, point systems, a lot of you may have watched it and been a little confused here on how this works. let's give you the breakdown. First thing is there's 12 wrestlers involved in the Bound for Glory tournament. It's all based on a point system. So in the next 3 months, no matter how these matches are held, pay-per-view, regular TV, house shows, whatever it is, tag team, doesn't matter. Any victory or loss on this from these 12 wrestlers is put on this scorecard in point system, and it's ranked. So let's get started here with 2 guys that made points this week. Talking about RVD with his victory against Samoa Joe, and Gunner with his victory over Mr. Anderson. Now the point system is as follows. For a submission victory, 10 points. For pinfall victory, 7 points. Count out victory, 5 points. DQ victory, disqualification, 3 points. Draw, which TNA likes to do, 2 points. And if you get disqualified, minus 10 points. You might want to put down that chair. Now, This is a point system that's going to, again, carry on through the next 3 months to get a winner and a number 1 contender here for the championship at that time. That's a hard way to get number 1 contender, isn't it?
It is, definitely.
Now, again, as we mentioned, RVD and Gunner are currently with 7 points. They're leading the pack. But again, a lot of matches to go from now to the next 3 months. We'll see what happens with that. It's going to be fun to watch. That's all the information we have on TNA Review. Now let's go with Invincible Events 3 the hard way. Brew, what you got for us?
Okay. First off, we have Sting getting into Hulk Hogan's face.
Good.
Sting went a little bit crazy.
Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
A little bit throwback Sting. He got into Hogan's face. Wanted to know what kind of legacy he wanted to leave Rookie Nick. He got directly into it, touched the heart of his soul, and then touched his face with some face paint. And the Hulk Hogan looked like like it actually genuinely affected him. So can't quite tell where the storyline is going. This is going to be a page turn for the new.
Let me ask you: is the red and yellow Hogan coming back?
I don't think so. I don't see it. But there might be some changes here and there. But I don't see the original Hogan coming back.
All right. I hope so, but we'll follow the story. What else we got?
See what happens. After that, the Austin Aries and his win in the 3-way X Division match that they had tonight. First of all, whoever came up with the idea of having this type of match, very good idea. This is very innovative.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure waiting for that check to come from TNA. This type of match was very well done. Austin Aries and Kid Cash were both very strong. The other guy, not so much. Jimmy Grave, But Austin Aries really did stand out. He threw himself totally into it. He sacrificed his body, went for high risk moves, threw a whole lot of personality in his execution, which really won a lot of people over.
They were chanting his name.
Yeah.
Aries. And for good reason. The guy was selling out, as he was mentioning here. Suicide dives, out of the ring.
Yeah, under the bottom rope, taking out 2 guys. Come on.
And a mark of a true professional, getting suplexed into the corner of the actual ring. Tough to see, but excellent to know that he sold out doing that.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. What else you got?
The next one, the last one, is a little bit of a downer. The Impact Zone. Now, I know that they did just redo it in the new Impact Wrestling colors, and they moved some things around and they changed a little bit of the way they film it. But hopefully sooner than later, Impact goes out to some new venues. Move it around a little bit, because the Impact Zone is getting a little bit tired. If you watch long enough, you start to see the same faces in the crowd. It seems like there's a lot of if you're watching the people give their promos in the ring and you're looking at the crowd is dead. You hear a lot of noise, but the crowd is dead. Yeah, and it's not good. They act like they're giving listening to a speech or something.
Piping sound, man. They're piping sound straight into the TV, and it's obvious. I mean, are they all ventriloquists that show up to TNA Impact? Because that's what it seems like. Stop piping sound. We can see it. Fans are not dumb. We notice things like that. Also, if you want to fix the problem, move around a little it. Like he's saying, charge some money for your tickets.
The product is worth it. The product is worth it. People will show up and pay you. Okay, just and hopefully they were doing this a little bit earlier in the year, and I don't know if that sort of changed. I know they're doing some other appearances in different places, which is cool, but ultimately the Impact Zone, in my opinion, it needs to be sort of minimized in favor of going out to different venues. I don't know what the situation's like. Maybe that's what they have.
No excuse. No excuse. Let's get started with this. Sound issue. They're fixing the problem. They didn't want spoilers. All right, and they're trying to fix that problem by taping the show a little closer to the actual time to show it.
Which is a good move. I think that's a great move.
That's the only way this whole fantasy thing they want to do would work, is if they did that. I was curious to see how they're going to fix that. Because, I mean, how easy it is to cheat in fantasy if you just look at spoilers and, oh, I'm going to pick him up. Exactly. You want to trade?
Exactly.
Yeah, so, exactly. That's the point. So, they might be on their way to fix this, but they got to do it sooner than later. This sound piping thing, as you're mentioning, Impact Zone's not working out. Change it. Fix it. Fix it now.
You guys got it. And by the way, I'm pulling for TNA. I think TNA is moving in a good direction right now.
If we weren't TNA fans, we wouldn't be doing this show.
Exactly.
Right. Obvious.
But that's one thing. It's like it's visible when you watch it. So.
All right. Well, that's all the information we have on the TNA review show. Now, one thing I wanted to go over here before we close out. We do have a new poll up with 2 new female wrestlers. Talking about Kelly and Mickie James. Now, last week, we had Velvet Sky beat out who? Who she beat out?
Why are you getting hurt?
Layla.
Why is he being hurt?
Which isn't too shabby. People got a best for eating crackers. But anyway, Layla's gone. It's now Velvet Sky advances to the next round. Who's going to join her? We have Kelly and Mickie James right now in the current poll.
TNA fans, stand up.
Mickie James is getting beat by not by too much. So it's still your chance to make some noise. Sunday night, these polls go away. I like saying this. 2 new ladies will be on the Unified Wrestling poll Monday. Who they are? You don't know. We'll let you know on Monday. But that's all the information we have for this week's show. Make sure you join us again next Tuesday for our WWE review in our Lucha Minute. From myself, Steve Scorpio, and Vincent. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next week.